good.
Boom. How is everybody? Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. I lost power. I might lose it again. It's not me. It's the area, apparently. How is everybody? Kathy's here.
Hi, everybody.
How is everybody doing? Good, bad, indifferent? Tell me something.
Okay. How's everybody doing?
Everybody all right? Wesley, it looks like Betty was not on vacation. It looks like, in fact, Kathy was correct with what Larry said, because she was sick. Right? I mean, I think that she goes to that place to visit her friend, but I think at that point, from what I heard, that's Larry called that woman out of state, and that woman said, call an ambulance. Hey, Daphne McGrath.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was at home, just like Larry said. She was not on a live stream. She wasn't asking for purple hearts. It was all bull crap. Yep. Well, yes. Hello to Milk and Honey and anybody else who's saying hi to me. Thank you. Good to see everybody. Hello. Yeah. So yeah.
Anyway, if for some reason I lose power, there's nothing I can do. I'm getting alerts or something here telling me I might. So, anyway,
you got a storm going over there?
I don't know what's going on. To be honest with you, I don't think there's anything going on. So I don't know what it is, or if they're doing something or what. Hey, Ruth, how is everybody? Jenny, Robert, Roy Lou. Kathy, they're asking me if I could turn your mic down a little bit, but I don't know how to do that. Little Mermaid. I don't know if Kathy's up too close to her mic or what. I don't know how to mess with mics.
I could try to talk quieter.
No, man, be yourself. Just step away a little bit, I guess. Just
I think it's on my phone. Let me try to put that over there a little bit. Is that better? I moved it away from my...
It doesn't bother me. So I don't know. I just got a message saying, ask Kathy to turn her mic down just a little bit, or if I could do it. Hey, Nazreen, I'm trying to say, Edie, how you doing? Love to M. James, thank you. Thank you. Grace, I'm just trying to say hi to everybody. Daphne, McGrath family, Mom Shack, Jamie. I saw Kathleen here earlier. Wesley, okay. If I missed anybody, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I wouldn't do that intentionally. Anyway, yeah, so we're here to talk about some stuff. Question. Okay, guys, if you have questions, what I want you to do is please put question marks before the questions so that we can see them. Fair enough? And I don't know if Kathy can see them.
Yeah, I can see comments. Yep, I got my screen up.
Okay, great. So Wesley wrote, did Lady K get swindled by Elizabeth, or did she know Elizabeth was lying? You would have, in my opinion, I'll answer, and then Kathy can piggyback off of it. To me, I think that you should probably ask Lady K about that. I gave her the benefit of the doubt by saying
I did.
She probably didn't know, but if she was saying something about those purple hearts, I don't know. I don't know if somebody was sending her something, because I honestly didn't watch that live. So I don't know. Kathy, what are you saying?
Well, the night that she claims that she was there, well, the night that I did the live stream and you were on my live stream, and I said she wasn't there at all. Well, Lady K went and fired up her live stream, and she was like, oh, yes, I know for sure. And you gave her the benefit of the doubt. I didn't, but you gave her the benefit of the doubt and saying maybe she was tricked, maybe Elizabeth tricked her. And she says, no, they're trying to give me the benefit of the doubt. And no, I don't need I know for sure because I was getting texts.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, okay.
She said, yep. She said she was getting texts from, she didn't really say who, but she said, I know for sure, 100%. I will go channel for channel. If Betty wasn't there.
Okay, so you got to step away a little bit from the mic. because
Okay.
it's getting crackly. As I understand what they're saying.
Yeah. Hey, Grace. Grace said that she said she vetted Elizabeth herself. She's not being tricked. She'll give me her channel if she's wrong, and all this other stuff. So I don't
Oh
know.
man.
Yeah, she was 100% sure. She saw the text herself from Betty, and she was getting texts. I don't know who she was from, but yeah, she was so sure she would take her channel down and all this other stuff. But she had proof. But we have to wait till a year from now or something. She said we should
Well,
still,
yeah. So you actually, I mean, like, I know that I heard from several people that Elizabeth got banned and that actually they're going to file charges against her. Somebody sent me an email saying that they're going to file charges against Elizabeth for actually sharing that information that she was hearing through the door on somebody's channel. So I don't know if that's true or not. I have a question here. I don't know anything about this.
Hey, yeah.
As far as Justin goes, did you know that Justin was going to be doing a podcast tomorrow?
Do I? No, I don't know nothing about that.
I didn't know anything about it either. Unfortunately, Justin told me 2 untruths about the trailer, and I can't trust him. I'm sorry, I can't, Matt. I'm sorry.
Does he have? I'm sorry. Yeah. Does he have a YouTube channel or something? Where is he going to podcast from? What is that?
I don't know. Math T3F. Tell me, or tell Kathy. Can you write down where that, if he's got a channel or something? Because I honestly don't know. I asked Justin just to stop with me because I was taking a lot of heat, and every time I'd ask him for proof now about something, and it was kind of off the wall stuff, he just didn't have it for me. And it just became where I needed to, when I couldn't trust everything he said. And if I can't do that, I just can't. I don't know anything about this, the grand jury. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't know, because one source says it was, I can't remember, on the 6th or something. Somebody, if you Google it, it says it's the 3rd Monday in January, which would be Martin Luther King Day. So I don't know.
What's that?
The grand jury, when they convene, the day that they meet. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Actually, Grace, yeah, her daddy was going to rise from the grave if Betty wasn't on that live stream.
Oh, I remember you telling me that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. I remember that. Okay, here's a question. The day they were taken, why is the ring cam at Patrick's of it? Well, because Patrick had a ring cam at his house, I guess. I don't know. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The ring cam showed Timmy being taken. The others were taken, Ray and Lorraine were taken down at the Whittaker house. Because Larry said that he was in the bathtub taking a bath. And all of a sudden they showed up. And they came right into the house, and he said I think they opened the bathroom door. He said, "Hey," and he had to cover up his privates and get out of the bathtub. They just like came right in, and they were taking Lorraine and Ray, and Timmy stayed the night up at Patrick's. That was a Sunday night, and then Monday morning they came. They went to the Whittakers. They took those two, just barged right in. Like I said, Larry had to cover up and get out of the tub, and it happened so fast. But Timmy was up at Patrick's, and they saw the police and everything go by. So Timmy ran down there with his shoes on. Larry told me this, that they saw Timmy running down, and then he saw what was going on, and he did a U-turn. He went back up to Patrick's. By the time he got to Patrick's, his shoes were gone. I don't know, he lost them somewhere along the way, but he ran back to Patrick's, and then, they drove up to Patrick's and got Timmy too. So yeah, the two of them, Ray and Lorraine, were taken out of the Whittaker's house. Timmy was taken out of Patrick's house because he had stayed over that night.
Okay. And do you know this answer? If Betty, the education level of it I think she could read and write. I'm pretty sure she can read and write.
Yeah, she did go to school. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she can read and write because she was talking about reading that, the paperwork for that house that Mark was gonna help him get years ago. But she said, yeah, I remember her saying she was reading the papers. I'm pretty sure, not only that, but remember she opened the water bill and anyway, I'm pretty sure she can read. I don't know what her education level is. They did say at one point that Timmy was the only one that graduated. So, actually, she did. I think she did have to drop out to take care of her family. But so I don't know what level of education. I don't think that they're, capable really of maybe comprehending this court stuff, because that can be difficult for anybody. You know what I mean? So I think they're probably not, easily figuring out what's going on with the court stuff.
Right. Okay. Well, it would be really easy for me to do this, but I don't want to do that. How she vetted somebody is on her. I don't know. I've been fooled by people, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, M. Cook? Nice to see you.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I know now you have to go to 8th grade by law. And the Amish was speaking of Amish, right? The Amish were the ones that helped that law because their children only go to 8th grade and then they got to work on the farm and stuff. So they kind of had something to do with that law. But I know now legally you have to go to 8th grade or you get in trouble.
Yeah.
Might have been 6th grade back then. I don't know.
Right. Well, I'm not assuming anything unless I tell you I'm assuming it. Otherwise, I'm telling you stuff that I know. So there you go. Yeah, I heard Elizabeth stepping back simply because she's not allowed in. She's not allowed in, and there might be charges against her for what she did. Okay.
Well, it's funny because Grace sent me, I don't know, she probably wouldn't mind if I played it. She just sent me earlier when I was at the store, she sent me a clip of Elizabeth saying that she was there listening in on the court, and then Lady K says, yep, and I was on the phone too listening, or something like that. She just sent me that recording.
So, yeah.
That clip.
But, there's something to do about that, because I don't know that you could do that, being honestly that, I don't know that that's allowed. I don't know. That's something that I would be very careful about, because when Justin wanted to play those videos or those recordings, I was like, you're not going to play them on my channel because I will get in trouble for that, because you can't have the third party. Like, you can't, you know what I mean? Like, everybody in the recording needed to know they were being recorded, because it was an illegal recording any other way. And
yeah,
if I played it, I'd have gotten in trouble. So, and I'm not willing to do that. So,
you're right. No, Lady K was on her live stream and talking to Elizabeth, and they were saying about how they were listening outside the court door, and Lady K says, yep, and I was on the phone with her, and all this. So, no, this was a discussion on the live stream that they had where they were boasting about how they could hear inside the courtroom because it was loud enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a fact, because I don't really listen to her live streams, but I got a recording of Elizabeth saying that she was listening and she could hear everything in the courtroom. And Lady K backed her up because she said, "Yep," and I was on the phone too.
Well, there you go. There you go. So that's not good. I don't think that's good.
I could post it when I get done here.
What kind of proof are you looking for, Sarah? Well, just tell me what kind of proof you're looking for. I guess he's got a YouTube channel. Hey, Tie-Dye Grammy, how you doing? Justin announced somewhere on Facebook he starts his YouTube tomorrow. Well, there you go. I told him he should do it. I told him to get his own channel. I really did.
He's going to have a YouTube channel, but I don't think he can go live. Did he say he's going live or?
I don't know what. Don't ask me. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So he's starting up his own YouTube channel.
I don't know. I'm looking through the comments. I'm behind. I'm always behind the comments. That's funny. I'm sorry about that. Hey, Grace, how you doing?
Yeah, it's funny. Well, it should be interesting,
there was
huh?
Some truth Justin said. Some truth Justin said.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
I mean? What full video, Wesley? I don't understand. You think there's more to that video? Well, good luck to Patrick. Okay,
yes,
so Justin says he's gonna say it all tomorrow on YouTube.
Say what?
I don't tell the truth.
That you don't tell the truth?
No, he's gonna tell the truth.
Oh, okay.
It's a truth podcast is what they're saying. It's a truth podcast.
It's a tell-all.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a tell-all channel. Okay.
Yeah, he was gonna take responsibility. I gotta tell you, he was gonna take responsibility of that phone call. And I told him he's not gonna do it on my channel. So maybe he'll do it on his channel. Maybe he'll show, maybe he'll release that phone call. I'm telling you, some of the stuff Justin said was true. The problem is some of the stuff wasn't true. Honorary says that Betty went to the 11th grade.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I didn't hear how far
dropped
she went.
out in the 11th grade.
Yeah, so she should know how to read and write pretty good. You know what I mean? And she's been the head of the household for a long time. She kind of has. She'd probably have to almost know how to read and write. Okay, she's been in charge.
All right, there's a couple questions. I'm sorry.
Sure. No, go ahead.
So this one's to you. When was the last time you talked to Larry? Does he talk about how he feels about Patrick or Eric currently?
Yeah, I'll just say what he said. I can't repeat. He said, "Tell people blank," and I said, "Larry, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say what he thinks of." Well, yeah. No, I'm not going to say anything. Okay. I told him I'm not going to say that publicly.
Okay, so there's something with the mic again. I don't know if you're on top of the mic, but it's getting hard to kind of hear you again. Okay. We need to get you a new mic, my friend.
Well, I just have headset right now. It might be going off my phone. I don't know.
Yeah. It just makes you'll hear if you listen back, you'll hear it gets real.
Okay.
Weird. Okay, so the next question: do you all realize it wasn't Eric who called APS? It was the police doing the protection order who got APS involved. But we heard him call APS.
Yeah, multiple times.
And he offered to buy them lunch. That was APS.
Well, yeah, he had already been talking to, but I know what she's talking about. So Eric went to the restraining order with Larry first and didn't get it. And then, because Betty didn't show up, then I think the same day he went with Betty and they didn't really give it to him. So then he said, then I talked to the sheriff and he said, that magistrate's new here. He doesn't really know the law. Get APS involved. And I think he's the one that said get APS involved because he said, the sheriff told him, come back tomorrow, be a different magistrate. And And he said, somebody told me I need to get APS involved. And I guess it's safe to assume it was the cop that told him that. I don't know. Probably his mom told him because, you know, she knows the routine. But yeah, he did. He failed twice at the order for protection, and then he talked to the cop, and then the next day he got it. So I don't know. Somehow the cop told him, you know, that magistrates knew he doesn't really know the law, and whatever else he told him worked. Because the next day he amped up the accusations to, you know, somebody being in danger, because that's really kind of what it has to be. Somebody has to be in immediate danger, and what Larry was saying was not describing anybody being in immediate danger. So he amped it up on the third try and got it. That was on that
Lisa,
Wednesday.
thank you and welcome. So here, Linda Jenkins says the bailiff removed her away from the courtroom door. I got this info firsthand. Okay.
Was that last time in December? Or this time?
That's Linda Jenkins. So Linda, I'm behind in the chat, I know. But I like to read everything, but they were the ones who say we're not going to talk about the Whittaker. Yeah, they're all talking about the Whittakers. I remember. There might legitimately be a gag order now, but I don't have one. Kathy, did you get one?
No, no. Nobody stuffed a sock in my mouth. I didn't get that memo, but it seems like every time Elizabeth was getting some hard questions, they'd play we can't talk about it. And we're not going to talk about the Whittakers no more. And I'm not going to monetize. And then within 24 hours, they're monetizing another Whittaker live stream.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I think that's just something that they use when, you know, there's starting to be some hard questions. Then they'll say, oh, we can't talk about this. Then the next day when the heat's off, they talk about it again. So I don't think there could be on Elizabeth. If you go down to the courtroom and try to listen in and get thrown out, yeah, you might have some type of a consequence for that. But you and I weren't down there doing that. So, you know, we're just part of the public. We're not down there.
Yeah, no. And I wouldn't take somebody who had their ear against the closed door and co-sign that. I couldn't. I just couldn't do that. So there's a question. Do we know when Patrick and Eric's court cases? So I think indictments, I thought were next week. Kathy, what are you saying?
Well, I mean, I thought it was the third Monday of January, which is a holiday. It's the 19th, Martin Luther King Day. So I would think it's maybe next week. I don't know. And you know, if they're not ready to go forward with their, you know, prosecuting somebody, then it'll be, you can look it up. There's 3 times, I think, January, I don't know, then they go to the next time, I guess. So I sure hope there's some indictments for both of them. You know, I hope they're both charged next week.
Yeah. Yep. Number for 5 months. Thank you, Kathleen. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Kathy.
No, I was done.
Okay, so I just want you guys, I want to share this with you. Believe it, don't believe it. You know, I can't show you proof, but I'm not going to lie, especially about this. So I heard, and I totally believe 1000% that there's people helping that we don't know about, and they don't want to be known. They're not out there doing shit with videos or anything like that. But I know that the house has been done on the inside, not completely, but I know that the kitchen has new floors. They're vinyl floors. I saw pictures of them. I can't share them. I have no reason to lie about this. This has nothing to do with me. These aren't my people. This is somebody that said, Toddie, I shouldn't be doing this. Please don't share these. You can say it, but I know people are going to want proof. Well, I thought about it and I said, well, why would I lie about it? It has nothing to do with me, you know, but it made me feel better And I also heard that Betty has her own room in that house now. And she's able to get away if she wants to get away. So if she's sick and laying down, she's sick in her own room, laying down. And if she wants to lock a door, she could lock the door. So she has something that she, I guess, hasn't had in a while. She misses her family, that I know. She wants her family back, that I know. But in the meantime, there are things being done with the house. I heard that somebody donated pest control time and went over there and did that. I didn't have anything to do with this. Nothing to do with this. So I have no reason to lie about this. It made me feel better knowing this. So I'm sharing it with those people that think that nothing's getting done. There are people that are doing things. I wish I could give them credit, but I can't because they don't want that. But you know, you can believe this or not. Again, why would I lie about it? You know, so it made me feel better knowing that there's a new floor down there, and pest control has been in there, and Betty has a nice clean room. That's hers. So yeah, I can share that. What else? Eric hasn't said anything to me that I know of. Hey Paige, how you doing? Patrick's channel is down. Patrick's got a new channel. Well, you know, they can't be having a gag order if he's going to be doing that, in my opinion, right?
What did you say? Patrick channel's down?
Somebody said that Patrick's channel is down. Whittaker's. I think a few people are coming up with new channels, I thought.
Are you talking about on Facebook? Does he have a YouTube channel?
I guess so. I guess, I don't know.
I didn't know Patrick was on YouTube besides guest on people's
No, I
channel.
think he's doing something. I mean, that's what somebody said. They don't let you bring phones or anything into our courthouse. You have to put belongings into a bin. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree, but but that should tell you something.
Right. That means they don't want nothing recorded. Now you can.
And you know better than to do that. If there's a bunch of signs up there, you fucking know better.
Right.
No wonder why there's a charge. I didn't even think about that. So, I'm trying to read some of the chat. I'm sorry, Kathy. And
No,
I'm
that's
getting,
all right.
I'm getting
I'm reading
these
too.
messages from the cable service telling me that my stuff is restored now. So I'm also getting emails, which I know there's people in the chat emailing me. Patrick will make more money off the Whittaker's names. He shouldn't be doing that if there's a gag order, and that should tell you guys something.
Yep. Well, he kept saying he's not afraid to go to prison, so I guess, you know, we'll see. Yeah, in our courts too, they make you put everything into a container or whatever. And yeah, you can like get permission. Like if I have a court or trial or something, I could get permission to have a camera in there ahead of time. They'll give you permission or not, but you have to like get it cleared if you're going to record something.
Yeah, and I don't think she's the one.
No.
So somebody
Nope.
somebody wrote something to me.
Thank you, Wesley.
It's kind of long.
Wesley said Patrick's YouTube is at Down Whittaker. Thank you. I'll check that out.
Anne Marie, what's the question?
That was a comment.
Yeah, no. Somebody wrote that their question wasn't answered. Can you write some question marks in front of the question? Do you know the answer to this? I heard that Larry does not want Elizabeth around.
Well, I warned him about Elizabeth a month ago. So I'm glad he did, you know. Yeah, I said I warned him in December about her. So and then she claimed she kept after I talked to Larry, she claimed she was still going over there. So I don't know what to believe, if she was over there or not. I do know Betty was not on that live stream though. They can deny that, but she wasn't.
Yeah. I'm just reading some comments.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Is this the Anne Marie? Okay, wait a minute. He said September 5th. He was calling APS to get them out of there. Yeah, there's okay. He did, Anne Marie, and I mean, we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this. Okay? Or you get, because we saw a video of him calling.
Mhm. Well, he called all week, and I've showed those recordings, and then there was a secret recording that was just a couple days before Friday, you know, and then once he was Friday, Eric was told, "You're not taking Timmy back to Georgia tomorrow." He imploded the whole thing, called off the house, doesn't want to work with Whittakers anymore, and even turned on Patrick that night. And so he turned his back on everything. And then he said, "Timmy doesn't have to be there anymore. I want Timmy." And he said, "Timmy don't have to be there anymore. He shouldn't be in that house with BJ." And he said, this is Friday evening, 7 o'clock. He says, "I'm going to make some few phone calls." Like Friday night. Oh, that's right. He's got their numbers, remember? But he said, "I'm going to make some phone calls because Timmy doesn't have to be there. He's not getting Timmy. I think nobody was going to get Timmy." And well, that was Friday night. Monday morning, they were all hauled away. And he said, "I'm going to make some phone calls because Timmy doesn't need to be in that house." Yeah, 2 days later, they were taken. Monday morning.
And let me tell you something. There was somebody, and it might have been Justin, to be honest. There was somebody from the very beginning when I started covering Eric and Patrick, and they said Eric was going to do this. And they called it from the start. I kept saying it in the videos that I was making. So, I mean, people saw this coming. So
Yeah.
does Betty want Elizabeth around anymore? I don't know if Betty does, but I know that nobody else does.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's as honest as I can answer that one. I don't know about Betty, but as far as everybody else, they don't like her. They don't trust her.
No, nor should they.
So, no, it was the hospital. It wasn't a doctor, Renee. Instead, she ran over to do a live stream, and Larry ended up calling somebody who was really good friends with the family from a different state, and that person said, "Call the ambulance." And Larry called the ambulance, and Betty got into the ambulance. That's what I heard. Mm. I also heard, in all fairness, that Patrick offered Betty to stay in his house, but Larry said no. Now, I understand why Larry would say no, because they don't have a lot of trust in Patrick anymore, and he films people. And this woman didn't feel good, and she needed to go to the hospital. But what Patrick could have done, because they say that there's no propane and shit, he certainly could have given them some propane, because he owes them money, just like Eric Carroll does. Owes them money.
Yep.
So
I think the only time he ever did anything for the Whittakers was when it was on video to make himself look good.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of confidence in, I mean, I lost a lot of what's the word? I'm disappointed in him. You know? But because, he could have done better.
Yep.
Well, I guarantee you, Larry, there's going to be people that are going to be claiming that. Remember, they already did. There's a gag order. Remember when they couldn't talk about it for 5 minutes?
Yeah. That was a quick gag order. It was done in like what 20 minutes, and then they could talk again.
Yeah, that was funny. I remember
Them
that.
temporary ones.
I've never been kicked out of any place that I. Oh, I take that back. I take that back. When I was 22 or 21, I was kicked out of a bar for doing drugs in the bathroom 40 years ago. That's the truth. So that was that, and that was the only place and the last time.
No.
She's not allowed in the courtroom anymore. That's all right, Lisa. I knew what you meant. I didn't take any disrespect. I'm still waiting for the jaw dropping. Say that 3 times fast. News. Lady K was gonna have Elizabeth spill in 2 days. It's been 3 weeks. I don't know. We can ask her. Well, I'm not talking to her, but you can ask her. Do y'all think that Eric and Patrick will go to prison or jail? I heard that one of them will for sure, but I mean, I don't know, and we don't know what for sure is. I mean, what do you think, Kathy?
Gosh, it's hard to tell. And the strange thing is that supposedly what they were in court for last month on December 9th, I think it was on a Tuesday or something. Somebody came in my chat who sounds like she's there, maybe works there or something, said how dumb I was and everything, that it wasn't about custody. Eric's lawyer was in there trying to settle up the money. So I'm thinking that's weird if there's an investigation that they would be in there trying to settle up money, and then the Whittakers are locked out in the hallway. Like, how does that make any sense? If there was a hearing going on about my money, I'd want to be in there.
Yeah, the Whittakers should definitely be in there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And remember on Thanksgiving, Eric said, came out with that video. Hey, happy Thanksgiving! I'm having a turkey. Yeah, my lawyers. Betty and Larry are talking to my lawyers about getting them some money. Well, they never got any money, and in fact, on that December 9th or whatever, the last time they went to court before this one, Larry said that they were forced to stay out in the hall. Somebody, I don't know who it was, somebody came out of the courtroom and told Larry and Betty, you're never going to see a dime of that money. I don't know who that was. But I'm thinking, I tell you, the family, I looked it up, and it's between like 6,000 and 8,000 or something a month for those people, depending on how hard it is to care for them.
Right.
That res care, whatever the care facilities, that's 6, 7, 8,000 a piece per month. So you got 18,000 at least, probably almost 20 grand for the 3 every month. So
yeah,
20, 40, 60, 80, it's 100,000 almost.
Yeah, let me just say this. I do want to say that I've heard, and I have no reason not to believe this. I've heard that the 3 of them are together in the same facility.
Oh, I sure hope so. I really hope so.
I did hear, and I actually heard that today as well, that Timmy was with his mom and his uncle. I hope so too. I have no proof of that, but I hope so too. So Sharon Sharon's Pain Hour 2505 says that's a cool name. January 12th is supposed to be when they do the so that's next week. That's Monday, my friend. Depends on how many cases they have to hear, and if they have enough evidence to push it forward. So I hope they do.
So that would be the second Monday of January. Yeah.
So that's this coming Monday, Kath, because it's today's the 10th. Yeah. Please place before, right? Yeah, guys. Thank you, Grace. Yeah, put the question marks before the question, and I'm good with that.
Well, I sure hope they're together, because remember, they speak their own language, and so imagine being in a place it'd be like another country. Nobody, understands you. At least, they have each other at least, and they'll be able to speak with each other. But I just, people say Ray. I mean, Lorraine and Timmy should never be separated. But what about Ray? He
No, you
needs his
can't leave
family
Ray
too.
alone. And what the
Right.
saddest bit to me about Ray is that
Mm.
he was the one that always liked to be outside. So is he walking
Yeah.
outside now? Because he was a guy that liked to
Yeah.
chew that shit, and literally chew it and swallow it, hold his pants up with one hand
Mm-hmm.
from behind, and walked
Mm-hmm.
around outside. So I mean, I hope that he's getting fresh air and that he's able to do that. So I just want to tell you, Sarah, I promise you there are people behind the scenes that did exactly what I said. I promise you that. And I wouldn't put it out there. I promise you that. I promise you that. So our prayers are answered in that regard, and let's keep going. I mean, let's keep going. This had nothing to do with me. I am not responsible for these people doing something. Somebody was nice enough to share something with me and ask me not to share a part of it, but it definitely put my mind at ease, and I thought, well, I could do that for other people that really care about the Whittakers. So it's nice that Betty's got a nice clean space, and that the pest control people were nice enough to donate their time and do that. And somebody had some extra flooring, and it was nice enough to do that as well, because a little bit counts. You know what I'm saying? A little bit counts.
Mm.
That's a big deal. But she misses her family. And the same person told me that too. She misses her family. She's a little depressed about that. She misses
Sure.
her family.
That's what her whole life she's lived for, was for taking care of her family. Um, since she was a child, she's been taking care of her family, and now that's been ripped out from under her. And you know, anybody, but especially at her age, to be going through such horrible grief, and grief that just doesn't end. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It just, every day it's grief and grief, and there's no end to it. And this is, it was all through September, from September 8th. You have September, October, November, December, January. We're in the 5th month now, starting the 5th month. And they've gone through all the holidays. They celebrated, they had decorations for Halloween that you've seen in the old videos. So
Right.
they saw every holiday come and go, and now they're into the next year. And so
Exactly.
the grief has got to be really hard on her health. I mean, that's, I think, why she's getting sick. It's just the grief. It takes a
Depression,
toll on you.
stress,
On your,
absolutely. Stress
it takes
certainly
a
does.
toll. Yep, stress, grief.
Yep.
It takes a toll on your body, and so I am not surprised she's gotten sick. So I hope I hope for all of them, because you imagine. I I've thought many times about that video where they were talking. I think it was Mark from Southwest Underbelly, but they were
Hang
saying
on
how.
1 second. Thank you, Christoph. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Thank you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kathy. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. But they're on the porch, and they're saying that they're talking about how it is going to bed, and they said, well, every night Lorraine says, Betty, 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 every 5 minutes, Betty, all night. Every night it's always been like that. So I think, oh, that poor Lorraine, she's probably crying out for Betty. You know what I mean? And Betty's missing that, But that was their nighttime routine. It was always Betty, Betty, and she'd have to get up and go see what Lorraine wants and stuff. And I just think, oh, my, it's heartbreaking. Yep, that's heartbreaking.
Exactly. And not only that, but there's also something else to this. The fact that I'm pretty sure that Betty feels like nobody can take care of her siblings as good as her, because she understands them, she knows them, she knows them so well. And
Yep.
and that's something that I don't think that, you know, she's going to be able to just shrug that off. And they're getting older. Now, Betty was in the hospital, and we actually heard that she was in the hospital, but we weren't allowed to share that. So,
yeah, we knew it. Yeah, we knew
yeah,
she was in the hospital. We didn't say anything. Yeah.
because we were told that, you know, we can't share that. And I didn't share that. But remember when I was like, guys, I know that she's not where they say she is, you know, and I just couldn't tell you 100% sure as to why. I couldn't do that, you know what I'm saying? But so there, you know, I'm not going to share things that people say that I can't share. And Kathy's not going to do that either. Yeah, so I forgot where I was going with that because I started reading.
Yeah, me too. I started
I'm
reading.
behind in the comments. Yeah, the gag order is probably. I don't know what the gag order is about. Do you know what BJ's penalty was for her recent charges? I do. I do. I do. What are you saying, T-Bar? I don't understand the language in which you speak. But I'm not here to. I don't want to go over BJ's stuff. You know.
I was wondering
The
that.
stuff I saw was the stuff that I saw. I take that back. Was June 2024. So I don't know what you guys consider recent enough.
No, I think they're talking about the copper thing, and I looked. I look every week, and as of maybe a week ago, it was still in some type of court. So I think it's still open.
Patrick's YouTube channel is at down the Whittaker Road, but he's not making money off the Whittakers.
No,
right?
Not at all.
He doesn't owe them shit, right? That's fucking pathetic. That tells you what type of guy he is. That's a guy that didn't pay them and still is fucking using them.
Yeah,
and hasn't even tried to. And listen, this I haven't heard. I haven't heard that he's helped at all, or I would say something. You know, I would say, hey, you know, maybe he's doing something behind the scenes. That's not what I've heard. I gave him credit by saying, hey, he said that Betty could come and stay. Larry said, fuck no, no. And I get it. So isn't that too bad? He'd rather his sister be somewhere else safe because he doesn't trust Patrick to keep her safe in a certain regard, whether that be exploitation or what have you. He said no. Now there's a reason for that. So, you know.
Well, yeah. I told her I would stay away from Patrick. He's not got your best interest. And I mean, look what he's done. You know, and anything he's done, it's been to benefit him. I don't see anything he's ever done that only benefits the Whittakers. And to be still,
let me tell you something. The person that did the floor and the pest control people and the other that had nothing to do with Patrick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's so crazy though. He started up a new page with the Whittaker's name. That's just unreal. Yeah, Patrick, crazy. you need to venture out on your own there, because I think you've made enough off the Whittaker's name. You know, so without giving it, and they got nothing back out of it. They got nothing back. You promised them the world.
Thank you so much, Lisa. That's very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. So kind of you. Thank you. Somebody said Beverly said this. She lives in West Virginia. She took her phone into the courtroom. I'm 2 hours away from Beckley in Raleigh County. So I get that. Thank you, Grace. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I in August I did jury duty, and we had to shut our phones off. We could have them with us, but we had to shut them off.
Listen, here's the thing. If you're behind a closed door and there's a closed hearing, you shouldn't be anywhere by that fucking door. Pardon my language. That's just common sense. I mean, if somebody says you can't come in here, it's a closed hearing, who are you to be listening, trying to get the information? I mean, I wouldn't do that. That's crazy. And so the fact that she did that and somebody's broadcasting it, knowing that there's a closed hearing, there's a problem there.
Yeah.
Still, Timmy's not making any money.
Yeah, and these people are saying, well, I'm going to give the money to Timmy. Timmy didn't sign no contract.
Not
What's
only
Timmy
that, but
going to
what's
do?
Timmy going to do with the money?
Right.
I mean, if you give it to Betty, maybe she'll have a chance of getting the family back, but this isn't what these people want.
I mean, I can't imagine going to work and signing a work contract, and then when payday comes, they say, you know, we're going to give it to your disabled child. Like, what the hell? I'm the one that takes care of the disabled child. You know, it's like that doesn't even make any sense. And Timmy ain't signing no contract. And it's so funny how the rules changed over the summer.
Exactly.
They kept changing and changing.
And then it was a car, and then it was this, and then it was
that. Yeah.
I heard that she got some Christmas gifts, Honore. I always get your name wrong. I'm so sorry. And Melissa, I believe that 100%. I heard the same thing, that Liz was involved with Sonny. They were using the same language. Remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As Patrick as well.
I think Sonny is still around. I think she's just using a different name.
I think she's still around too. Thank you, Christoph. Thank you. Man, I'll answer your questions for nothing. I promise you I will, but thank you. I appreciate that.
And Sonny has admitted, or in that circle there, they admitted that Sonny knows Eric's mom, or somehow is connected to Eric's mom.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm. They're all connected, yeah.
Trying to, okay, here's a question. What happened with Elizabeth not taking Betty to the doctor? She was on live stream. I missed that part. She was supposed to take her to the hospital, not the doctor, and she didn't. And Larry ended up calling somebody out of state, and that person told Larry, call the ambulance now. So here's somebody, boots on the ground. They're just on somebody's live stream because they think it's more important. So an old lady who's already like depressed and dealing with health matters has to, instead of the person that's there who's supposed to be helping, right? This is the person who wants custody and shit, right?
Yeah.
Custody, right? Couldn't even manage to get the woman to the hospital, yet she's there for the sole purpose of helping her. So clearly she's helping nobody. If she couldn't even be there and take the woman to the fucking hospital, pardon my language, but come on.
Rather be on a live stream with Patrick and AD than to take Betty to the hospital. Well, I thought you were trying to get power of attorney. That, you know, that's not a very good example of how you're going to be taking care of her. Yeah, so they have to call an ambulance.
Okay, so maybe go ahead.
Oh, and why didn't Patrick could have taken her too, but whatever. More important to do the live stream, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Haniera said, I'm not sure how you say that. Elizabeth wanted a 501c3, and so did Sonny. Yeah, Elizabeth, I remember one time was talking about getting a 501c3, and she was asking the chat, am I able to get money off of this so I can live too, or something like that? She was kind of wondering what it was in it for her if she got one. She said after the first of the year she wanted to get one. Yeah, but what's in it for her? Can she get like extra money to live off or something like that? Oh my gosh, people.
So let me tell you, I don't know where Gloria went. Somebody said that Gloria was the one for the flooring, but I don't know about that. I don't know, because the person that told me about the flooring, I don't know their name, and I can't share the picture. So I don't know. I can't verify if Gloria did that. I'd love to give her credit if it's hers, but I can't verify that.
Yeah. Yeah. Where did she go? And she was Elizabeth's buddy, right?
Yes. Well,
Well,
I think she was involved. Like, I don't know. She didn't, I didn't really know anything much about Gloria, to be honest with you. I mean, her name popped up
yeah.
for a brief second. I don't know exactly. After all, I don't. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, Robert. But Patrick could have taken her. Not Larry apparently doesn't want anything to do with Patrick. I think that that's pretty clear. I've heard that.
That's good.
You
That's
know,
good.
you're welcome.
Yep. Because they, to this day, what has Patrick done for the Whittakers? I mean, to this day, ever. Tell me, what has he ever done without being very, generously reimbursed for it? What did he ever do
Yeah.
unselfishly? Like, how are Betty and Larry any better than they were when it started? They're not. They're,
This is very true, Lauren. We just talked about this. Kathy just talked about this. That's
mm,
very true that they weren't allowed in, and Larry said they treated them like dogs.
mhm. And somebody said, well, that was circuit court. It was about the money. Well, okay, so
It's
why
their
would
money.
so why would Larry and Betty get a paper and say, "Hey, get down at the courthouse 9 a.m. on this date and this courtroom"? If you're just going to sit out in the hall, you never get to go in. Why even show up? Why would they even ask to come down there if you got to sit out in the hall? You don't, just weird. But somebody said that was circuit court. It was Eric's attorney was talking about the money. Like, well, that's weird.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Linda. Seriously, I heard that Elizabeth took her to Thanksgiving dinner, right? To the church.
Nope.
That's what I'm right. So I don't know. Did she have 2 Thanksgiving dinners? Did she? I remember something like that, but I don't know for sure. So I know that
Well,
I don't know about that. And again, I don't know about the flooring. I'd like to get
okay.
that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I don't want to cut you off.
No,
Yeah,
you're good.
yeah. Whoever did the floor, that's good. But yeah, as far as Thanksgiving, if Elizabeth was such a good friend to Betty, then how come she didn't know Betty had nowhere to go on Thanksgiving or whatever she said? I remember because I don't watch it very often, so I remember the ones I actually watched. I watched one where Elizabeth said right after Thanksgiving, she said, "Oh, I feel bad now that I had dinner with my family and Betty didn't have nowhere to go," or something like that. Like, if you're good friends, how come you didn't know Betty had nowhere to go? And then I heard later that BJ did the Thanksgiving dinner at their house. She cooked it.
I remember you saying that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the other Thanksgiving dinner was supposed to be at a church that Elizabeth was taking her to, right?
Yeah, I mean, the church thing could have been on a different day. I don't know, but nonetheless, Elizabeth didn't do anything for her for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. She was supposed, I thought she was taking her to the church thing, but somebody's saying that
No.
it was Gloria. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Gloria brought her, somebody else brought her, but Elizabeth did nothing for her on Thanksgiving. Because I remember her saying, "Oh, I feel bad now. I had dinner with my family for Thanksgiving and found out Betty had to have hers at church or something." Well, I mean, if you're good friends, I asked my friends, "What are you doing for Thanksgiving?" And all this, I mean, but yeah, she didn't. It was an afterthought, actually. Like after she found out, oh, Betty didn't have nowhere to go. Well, if you're that close, why wouldn't you have known that? Yeah. So
Go ahead.
she might have gone to the church thing, Maybe that was a different day, but I'm pretty sure that BJ cooked the Thanksgiving dinner in their home, and she's got kids, she's got whatever. So hopefully the family, hopefully the house was filled with some family. Let's put it that way. But yeah. Yeah, right. And people want to demonize BJ, like Milk, Honey, and Mayhem said. You got to give. They don't see. This is the thing. People don't want out there. They don't want people to know that BJ was there in the home cooking a Thanksgiving dinner because that might make her look good. You know what I mean? So you won't hear that. The people who are and look at all these people who are kicking BJ and the family when they're down. I mean, can you imagine your family going through this? And then you got idiots on the internet that want to kick you when you're down and say, oh, BJ, she's still bad and she's this and she's that. Well, those are the people who are never going to tell you if they find out BJ did something good. No, they're going to say, oh, she stole the propane tank and she did this and she did that. You notice I've never ran with those stories. Never, oh, look, BJ ran. And BJ's not bringing the car back. So that's none of my business. Nobody's business where my truck is right now. And it's nobody's business. It's not my business who's driving their van today because it's none of my business. I mean, who's driving their vehicle and what they're doing, that's their business. And so I've never ran with those stories, but people really are so quick to demonize to this day. It's like kicking the family when you're down. How would you like it? You know what I mean? Kicking people when they're down.
Yep. So, Melissa says, I listen to all content creators and it was said Patrick gave the money today and pled the fifth. So if there's a gag order, nobody should be knowing that, in my opinion. Wouldn't you agree with that, Kathy?
What happened? What did you just say? Somebody paid?
Said, yeah, I listened to all the content creators, and it was said Patrick gave the money today and pled the fifth.
He gave the money to who?
I don't know. This is somebody look at the comment that I wrote below. So it was somebody in the comment wrote that. And here she said, oh, okay, so here, there's stuff going on in the chat here. So, okay, so Red is saying, no, he didn't give the money. He proved he had the money. Okay, so there's discrepancies here. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know about Patrick giving anybody any money. I don't think he's got any money to give. Because every month
according to Red, she's saying that he proved he had the money. Listen, like I said, I know that he had at least $14,000 in that account because I saw that in the account. It was a Venmo, I believe, and I saw that he had that money that time. I saw that picture. He shared that with me, and he said, "Don't show the picture, but you could say that you saw the money." And I saw it. Here's a question: was court about visitation or about the money yesterday?
I don't know what it was about yesterday.
I don't know either. Maybe somebody in the comments knows. I don't know. I just know that whatchamacallit wasn't allowed to be there, right? Elizabeth, she was not allowed to be there.
Yeah, did she get stopped at the courthouse door or what? Did she get turned away by the staff?
Yeah, I don't know. Here's Denise says, I believe the state will have Eric pay whatever he owes to Whittaker's to the state toward the care for the three. I've heard that a couple times. I don't know how that works.
And what? How rotten more? It just keeps getting worse and worse. Now, not only did they lost their family, but they don't even get the money now because now the money's going to go to the people who took their family. I mean, how many more ways can they get ripped off?
Who the hell needs enemies? Exactly. How many times do they get fucked over?
Right. Just when you think it couldn't get worse, they took everything, never got a dime, and now if they ever do have a chance to get money, they're not even going to see it. Like I said, at $20,000 a month for the three of them or whatever, it's what, at 100,000 right now. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, Rita. There's been a lot of lies, and unfortunately, I've told some untruths because I didn't know that they were untruths. When it, with Justin, I still don't know if he had a camper. I mean, I still don't know that. I just know that the pictures of the ones he showed me apparently weren't true. That's what I know. And I wouldn't have known that if people didn't send me like those pictures of the Facebook group and the shit like that. And then I remember on the back of the cop's outfit, it said something, and I looked that up, and there was no office, there was no jurisdiction for that. And that's when I knew 100% that he was lying.
Yeah, it was photoshopped or something.
Here's the thing. Yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't know if people were trying to discredit him. Like, as quickly as somebody sent me a bad picture, somebody could have made that picture bad. You know what I mean? So I was like, I don't know, who the fuck do I believe? But when I looked up the police agency and I was like, there's no such agency, I knew better.
Yeah.
Because when he first sent me that picture, he wrote, I'm dealing with something here, and sent me that picture. So what would you assume? Oh, there's something going on with the camper, right? Of course you would assume that, just like I did. And then people start sending me that Facebook group. I don't think like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's so out of my peripheral and I don't think about, wow, how could somebody be that deviant? Like, yeah, I'm not an investigator, but then when people sent me that shit, I was like, holy shit, and then that's when I looked up the police name, the agency name, and I was like, yeah, he's full of shit, you know what I'm saying? But so, unfortunately, I told untruths because untruths were told to me, but when I realized 1,000%, because here, I'm not going to call somebody a liar unless I know that they're a liar too. That's not fair. So, I mean, I had to make sure.
At least you owned it. I mean, absolutely.
I had to. Not only that, but people needed to know, wait a minute, he tells untruths. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with Pam here. Because I've heard, people saying that, the money is going to get taken because of the people. But that is what I agree is that wouldn't be fair at all because, yeah, Betty and Larry signed that contract. That should be between them and, like, I don't know how the household people would, like how they would the state would capture that money, for the family if it, like, what does that have to do with the contract? So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully, they won't touch the Whittakers' money for taking the family.
Okay, somebody, this is important. Somebody is saying this is important, and I'm behind on the chat, so I'm sorry, but do you see this comment? I'm gonna highlight it. It's important you get a hold of the Whittakers. Eric's lawyer sent a settlement agreement the first week of December. Either Elizabeth got the notice or they got it, but it was a big offer. I don't know. I don't know if I know anything about that.
No, I've talked to Larry, and they didn't get a penny. In fact, he was furious about that.
No, they're saying, I know, but they're saying that they got a settlement offer. A letter was sent, and I guess they want to make sure that the Whittakers got it and not Elizabeth. So I don't know how often you speak to them, but.
Well, yeah, I could ask, but yeah, I just hope that money's not gonna. And just because, listen, and if Patrick had that money in account, to be honest, I don't think Eric has any money either. Because I think he was pissing it away as fast as it came in, but I don't think neither one of them has $1 to pay out because, yeah, he might have showed you that $14,000 Venmo thing, but for one thing, it could be an old one. I don't know if it had a current date on it, but think about this. At that same time he's showing you that, he's begging these hoochie hollers or whatever he called them for truck payments, and he didn't have any. He got some used windows off of Facebook Marketplace or something. It's just like it seems like he never had money, no matter how much came in. So if just because he showed you that money doesn't mean he even had it. Let alone, like I said, he was still begging women for money at that time. So I don't know. So they can show you. I'm sorry. They can show you bank statements. They can show you whatever you want. It doesn't make me believe that they have anything left. You know what I mean? And not only that, but okay. So just even if he does, say Eric settles up with the family, or Patrick settles up with the family, tries to give him money. If there's a crime committed, that's not going to get you out of the crime. Because if I go and steal from Walmart and then out in the parking lot, I say, okay, I'll pay you back. I'll give it back. Well, it's too late. You know what I mean? Even if you make restitution off the side, you're still charged with something. I don't think paying is going to get them out of any legal trouble. I mean, it might help it during the court, but I think they would, even if they paid or not, you're still going to have to face the consequences of your, crime or whatever. Like, it might look good when you go to court, but I don't see it getting, like the state's not going to call off the investigation because Eric gave them some money. You know what I mean? Because the victims are not only the Whittakers, but they're also the people who donated. You know what I mean? So I just don't see paying the Whittakers, either one of them paying the Whittakers is going to get them out of legal trouble.
I hope not. I mean, first of all, they need to be penalized because they took the money and it took so long for people to get their money back. And like Not My Monkey says, stress will kill you. And it sure will.
Yeah,
it sure will. And so will broken heart syndrome. Absolutely. So look at how many spouses pass away after their husband or their wife die. Within 6 months, they're gone because they're just like, the grief is just finishes up. Yeah, it's a quick way to get sick. Stress, not enough sleep, not eating right, but mostly the stress. I heard it was less than that, Sarah, to be honest with you. I heard it was less than that, but I don't know. Talking about the settlement money in the chat.
Yeah, Sarah is Eric's ex, right? That's Sarah. That's Eric's ex.
Well, they're saying that Elizabeth and Brian had something going on, and I've heard that a couple times.
Yeah,
I've heard that a couple times.
Hey Sarah, I would love to interview you sometime on a live stream about Eric.
Who would?
I would love to interview Sarah. That's Eric's ex.
Oh, is she here?
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to interview on a live stream or maybe some private recorded
video.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Hear from Eric's ex. I'm pretty sure I'm well, I have her on Facebook, so I see her Facebook a lot. And thank you, Sarah. She's shared a lot of my work. Appreciate that. But yeah, I would like to I'd love to interview her sometime.
Oh,
That'd
she's
be
right
interesting.
here. Okay.
Yeah, she's here. She's up on your screen.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm reading the comment.
Oh, you would? Okay, Sarah, get a hold of me and we will talk. Because I know you would have a lot to say. I'd be very interested to talk to you.
I'd be interested in hearing that. It seems cruel to keep the family from each other. Absolutely. I'm sorry, I'm behind on the comments. It definitely is.
Yeah. And that's I think the number one thing is try to get the family back together. If it's fixing the house, fix the house. If it, whatever it is, and just to be left out in the cold like that. Personally, I think their civil rights have been horribly violated.
I agree 1,000,000%.
Mm.
I agree. Didn't you say that there was a lawyer? There's a lawyer that has like a YouTube channel who fights for the rights
Yeah.
of people. We
Yes.
should contact them, guys. We should write to this guy and have him check into this case. There's a lawyer who has the balls actually that is in that area that will go up against.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a YouTube channel. What's his name again?
I have it written down. I don't know. I can't remember. But
Is it
yeah,
Brian? I think it's Brian.
No.
Bryan. I thought somebody.
maybe.
I thought
I
somebody
can't
sent me
remember.
that.
But yeah, he's a civil rights lawyer, and he will go up against. Because listen, we've talked to attorneys, and listen, nobody in West Virginia, no attorneys want to touch this because they. Well, I'm not even going to say what they said, but Toddie knows they're not going to touch it.
Right. But this guy's got balls. We need to
I will. Yeah.
him or at him with our video.
Mm-hmm.
We got to find his name and put that in. Hashtag him.
Yeah, I have his name. I can find it when we get off of here.
Okay, cool.
I should put up a video. But I want to get a hold of him because in fact, you know whose lawyer he is? He's the lawyer for that dude that got his house searched by that judge. The illegal house search and from the family court in Beckley. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a civil rights attorney, and he's taken on some big cases, and he takes on Beckley, Raleigh County. I mean, so yeah, I want to.
Sarah, I want to ask you a question, Sarah Little. Do you know if Eric is affiliated with any of these women? If he's affiliated with Elizabeth or any of these women? Sonny, can you answer that? Do you know that?
Yeah.
I'm behind in this. I'm trying.
I'm reading the comments too. Yeah, Patrick has 6 kids. He talks to one of them. But he'd be a great dad for Timmy. If Patrick would have played his cards right after the family got taken, he had all that money and stuff. He could have just
support, and he had so much support.
Yeah.
He could have been a fucking hero. Pardon my.
He could have. Yeah, he could have been the hero.
Been a hero, man. A hero.
And yes, he had the money. He could have gotten a lawyer, gotten the family back, fixed the house up, and he would be a hero. And his reputation would be good. And I will admit, Patrick is talented. I think he's good at the guitar and he plays a banjo. I think he could have springboarded off of that into a music career, because you would have this 100,000 people still cheering you on. 200,000 people. You would be off to a professional career as a singer. You could have used your talent, but now you're the guy who ruined their family and never paid them, and look at you. You know what I mean? But it could have been, man.
Let me tell you something. I'm telling you, my hand to God. I called Ernie Evans and I said, "Don't you think that Patrick? Can you help Patrick?" And he said the only way I could help him is if he does right by the Whittakers, because I can't follow him. I said, "Well, can you make it? Can you tell him that?" I said, because I think he would be really good on stage. I said, I've written some songs over the course of the years. He can have them. I mean, and I'm serious. And Ernie said yes and everything and reached out to Patrick, and Patrick still isn't willing to do the right fucking thing. So, I mean, who wouldn't? He had a career given to him. Like
Yeah,
he
because
had a
yeah,
backing from a legitimate promoter and everything.
yeah,
He had the
Ernie,
following.
yeah,
He had the following and everything. He could have been a fucking hero. He could be on stage
yeah,
today as somebody who saved the Whittakers. And oh, by the way, he's
yeah,
a great, a great
artist,
entertainer.
yeah,
Yeah,
hmm
that's somebody who doesn't believe in himself. He could go out there and play all he wants on his YouTube channel. But if he really believed in himself, he would have jumped on that.
And Ernie has been a lifelong professional music support promoter. He promotes people, and so he could have. I mean, he had it. You know, Patrick had it all on a silver platter, but he says, "Nope, I'm going to be the jerk. I'm not going to pay him. I'm going to just piss this money away and screw all you guys. Piss off," or whatever he says to people, and call everybody horrible names, and then not make up all excuse why you're not going to pay the Whitakers or even help them, and just let them down there floundering, like fish on a shore, just flopping. They're just gasping for breath, and he's just sitting there watching them. Doesn't bother him. Doesn't bother that they're suffering and stuff like that. So yeah, he wants to be that guy, I guess. But he could have. This could have been, like I said, it could have just taken off to a fantastic life for him. But a lot of people just want that short term, gratification, or that short,
Exactly.
what's good today? What can I get today, instead of thinking about your future? I mean, like I said,
Right.
he's got some talent there. He could have, and you got a music promoter, and you've got 200,000 people. You had all the things people try their whole life to get. You had it handed to you, and he blew it, you know. But yeah, it's about the easy money and about, having other people pay your way. It's
Yeah,
just,
Jessica and Elizabeth are fighting. That's what's going on there, just so people know. I did a video about that, or a couple of videos about that, where
so
Jessica called out Elizabeth for not doing anything but being there for herself.
that's what I said. Not only is she not doing anything, but she's keeping anybody that will do something away. Pushing people that really want to help away. Why she flatly admits, I don't want the family to come home. Like, dude, then you shouldn't even be there. Yeah, but yeah, he blew that. He wants to be that guy. But so I saw a message about that. I think those two were, I don't know who the text was, but yeah, it said that Elizabeth might have been having some type of a deal with who? Was it Brian or Patrick? Can't remember.
I don't know. Let me address this. So yes, I was told that they got, and I shared the email that I got that said I can absolutely share that. So apparently, I don't know what to say. We're talking about basically the same amount of money, to be honest with you, that I'm reading about. So I was told that they got it. Maybe they were offered it, but yeah, I was told that they got it, and I can absolutely share that, but I don't know if that's true or not. But it seems like the amount is true because it was just mentioned. So I'm sorry. That's the best I could do about answering that question.
Yeah, I remember saying, "How would your husband want it? How would your husband feel about this?" Or something like that. I don't
And
know what
excuse
you.
me, apparently it was Gloria that did the Thanksgiving, not Elizabeth. So Elizabeth didn't even do that.
No, I know I know Elizabeth didn't do anything for Betty for Thanksgiving. Somehow she got to a church dinner, I think, and BJ made the
Yep.
family dinner. So.
Apparently Gloria took them to that.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know, not my monkeys, because Elizabeth's selfish. I don't know. Yeah, Betty and Gloria at the church was posted on Facebook. Oh, okay. There were supposedly pictures on the church.
Yeah, so she did both. She had dinner at home, and maybe they do the church thing every year. Who knows? I think they are involved in their church.
Yeah, I know that two of them were. Right? It was Lorraine and Timmy used to go to church.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm reading the comments.
Ring cam of BJ's black car that they said scared Timmy. I thought it was a red car. And who knows? Patrick put that up. Him and Eric had their little plan to get rid of BJ, so Patrick manufactured that ring cam thing and said, who even knows if it was it went by so fast, it looked like a red car. A red vehicle, I don't know, but whoever it was beeped, but they say everybody down there beeps. You know, it's part of the fun is watching a car goes by and they beep. That's kind of a hello, you know what I mean? It's kind of a gesture to a hello. It doesn't mean that I'm here to scare you.
Yeah, I'm just reading the comments. Supposedly, okay.
Well,
So,
Megan Exxon is Sunny.
Yeah,
and Sunny somehow knows Eric's mom. There's some connection there. Yeah, I thought it was a red car too, a red vehicle, and who knows who was driving it. But that once I pointed out that there was nothing nefarious there at all, and people that live out that way say, yeah, everybody beeps when you go by the house. It's just a hello, hey, you know, beep. And so it might have startled Timmy, but it wasn't BJ trying to torment Timmy, but it looked like it. I mean, they took it out of context and they presented it as, oh my goodness, look at BJ's tormenting poor Timmy. The cops are looking for her and she's been evicted and all these other lies. So they built like a narrative around that little clip. You know, you could say, well, here's Timmy, my friend's driving by beeping. Or you could say, here's Timmy, he's just got scared from BJ. You know, they made a narrative and that people believed it. Because at the time, you know, who's thinking that somebody's that diabolical to make up all this stuff for their own, so they can get custody of Timmy? I mean, none of us are probably thinking like that, but.
All right, so listen, there's people sending me stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there's people sending me stuff. I got a picture of Betty's bedroom, and it looks clean. I got a picture of Kenneth in the kitchen writing something with his left hand, and I'm looking at the tiled floors. I've seen the pictures of the floors, to be honest with you. And I'm looking at a Thanksgiving dinner that was probably served at a church.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at Betty eating it. And it looks like a church. And I got some pictures here. I don't know if I can share these pictures or not. So I'm going to write to the person that just wrote me, can I share these? And see if they write me back. If they say yes, I'll go ahead and upload them really quick and show them to the people that might not have seen them. So apparently Big Ugly has slipped right into the gatekeeper slot. That might be a little bit of problem for him because the person that is going down to do some stuff, they got problems, I believe. Were they denied a court-appointed attorney? Usually it's within the civil right. I think they only get a court-appointed attorney if there's like a criminal case, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah. For like a public defender or something like that. But they're not in a criminal court, but I would think that they probably maybe would qualify for some type of a what do they call it, like a social worker or something,
You
or
would think
somebody,
so, right?
you know, yeah, somebody that would help them with their paperwork and their stuff, you know, because I mean, yeah.
It is one of the saddest stories, isn't it, Flower Girl? It is really one of the saddest stories. Let's see.
What was AD screaming about tonight? What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't watch him.
I didn't watch him either, but he was screaming about something.
Somebody will tell us in the chat.
I think.
That's funny.
I don't know. They have people hiding in the woods. People hiding in the woods.
Yeah, well, that's supposedly what Ugly said. That's supposedly what he said.
Protecting them from who? I
don't know. Believe me. Do you think I know? From his imagination, I don't know.
Oh, he was screaming about Ugly. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anybody's after the Whittakers. I didn't hear anything about that.
Nobody's after the Whittakers. Nobody is. And the boots on the ground apparently don't really want to help the Whittakers, just a few of them. And I'm grateful. It seems like Gloria is the one that deserves the credit here. So very grateful for Gloria if that's the case. Really.
Yeah, anybody who's helping without wanting something in return, you know. Yeah.
I agree.
Somebody went to court and is posted up in the woods protecting. I didn't know. I don't get what Betty has to be protected from. I must be.
There isn't anything.
All right, I must be. I'm out of the loop on that. In New York, you can get a court-appointed attorney in family court. Oh, you know what? Yeah, isn't there like a Yeah, I would think that because they got low income, so I think that they would qualify for some type of, you know, I don't even know what they call it. Like the family probably has guardian ad litem, right? But they got like somebody appointed to them. But yeah, I would think that at the minimum, maybe a social worker or somebody.
I'm just reading the comments. Did you ever answer, Sarah, if Elizabeth was affiliated in any way? Was that ever answered? I'm sorry. I'm still reading the comments. Probably so, Toddie. I can't remember exact amount, but it was really low. See? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, are they talking about the amount of money that
Eric offered them? That Eric offered.
Yeah, it was. I think it was around Thanksgiving time. Didn't they say it was like under 50,000? Or it was 50,000 or under 50?
It was around 30,000. I heard it was around 30 grand. That's what I heard.
But yeah, I know that the Whittakers didn't get any money from Eric so far. So. Yeah, I agree, Colleen. The Whittakers would have to have an out-of-state attorney, but if we can get that, civil rights attorney on the case,
it's there, yeah, because he's there too.
Because he's there.
That's what we should do. We should start like hashtagging and at him so that he sees these videos, and especially if we got somebody like Big Ugly in there.
To do what?
What?
Yeah, yeah, I would like to, I mean, we've been trying to get him some help, but, yeah, I mean, it's just so toxic that the lawyers don't even want nothing to do with it, but the civil rights guy might.
Right, that's correct.
Because I mean, it's hard enough to get, like, if I'm going to sue my state, just certain lawyers don't want to go against their own. I don't know. I knew that from September. I said right off the bat, nobody in that area is going to want to fight their own community. I mean, they're not going to fight. They probably have an office right next to each other. I mean, in the same building. I don't know. I think automatically it would have to be
the person that sent me the stuff. Okay, and his name was Brian, right? His name was Brian Tenacity.
Are you asking me?
Elizabeth has been replaced by Big Ugly. Why do these people need this? They don't need this. No, why don't they just leave them alone?
Is Elizabeth not around anymore, or what's happened to her? I'm kind of out of the loop on this stuff. Is she?
Some people are saying that's she's probably out of the picture. I don't know. I know who he is. I know Larry Foreman. I mean, I know who he is, but I think this other person is better.
Who's Larry Foreman, attorney?
Yeah, he's got a website. I mean, he's John Bryan is that attorney's name. His name is Brian. I knew his name was Brian. We need to hashtag him on videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Man. I'm serious.
Yeah, I need to get him on the case. Something has to give here, because if that was my family, I'd be. And the thing is, they just
trust him, but they don't trust him anymore. They just don't trust the guy anymore. Well, how could they? He owes them fucking money. Pardon my language, but come on. And is watching people get sick in a cold house, and his offer is come to mine. No, why is it only that? Give them the money for the propane.
And that's always, even months ago, it was, you can go to Patrick's house. We'll fix up Patrick's house for you guys. Like, first of all, okay, so Patrick gets his house fixed up. That's what's in it for him. And I don't know I tell you, I don't want to go to somebody else's house. I want to be at my house. Can you imagine being under Patrick's thumb over in his house, and he's gonna, just to be anybody's house. Nobody wants to go live on somebody's couch like a bum. I mean, you want to be your own house. She likes her house. She likes her yard. She likes her porch. So no, I don't blame her or anybody for not wanting to go crash out at somebody else's house. No, she's lived her whole life, across the road and there. You know what I mean? So yeah. Of course she doesn't want to go live at somebody else's house. No, I don't know many people that would.
I agree.
No, I never said they got money from Eric. I definitely didn't say that. I know that they did not get money from Eric. Eric was the one on Thanksgiving saying, "Oh, my lawyer is gonna." Talking to them.
Yeah,
and then,
no, I just addressed the thing about the money. I thought I did, but I'm not there, not in the comments.
And then the comments. Like a week after he said that, there started getting rumors that they got this big chunk of money and they got 50,000 and stuff. That rumors started right after his Thanksgiving announcement that he's going to make it all right. You know, I guess he was there with his family. He thought he'd make them look good. You know what I mean?
And he spent a lot of money. We watched that. He spent a lot of money. You know?
Yeah, he blew a lot of money. So unnecessary. Can you imagine with them, 3-4 bedroom Airbnb homes that he was renting for weeks on end? I mean, it's got to be $500 a day. How much is one of them Airbnbs? It's like a home, like 400.
I don't know how much they are, but they're pretty expensive if they grab the whole thing.
Yeah, and have it for 2 weeks at a time. I don't know. That's got to be really outrageous. And all you saw supposedly his stack of receipts for 1 week, he said. There's like 3 inches of receipts and you know how thin receipts are. But yeah, for 1 week, I think, good gracious. I saw his expenses for the first time he came, it was $7,000. Like, wait a minute. So they went out, they went bowling and I don't know, went out to eat or whatever they did. Supposedly Eric himself spent 7,000 and Patrick the first month spent multiple thousands. So it's like, okay, so these guys spent 15,000 this month on between the two of you on the Whittakers, and what did they get? Some couple bags of potato chips, and they got to go bowling or something. I mean, yeah, just the enormous amounts of money that are wasted. I hope that's getting investigated by the state police. I don't know. Did he take the expenses from the Whittakers out of their cut? Absolutely, I'm sure he did. Yeah, he says after our expenses, they got this much money. That's what he said. Yeah. So yeah, they can spend all the money they want, and who knows what. But listen, if I spent $7,000 on somebody in 1 month, I mean, you would have to be. Gosh, I mean, I can't imagine that happening. Even if you took them all bowling and all, to get haircuts, or whatever, they said taking Betty.
And he said it was the first time that they ever got a haircut. Remember that?
Yeah, although they did exactly everything that Mark did from Soft White. He brought them for haircuts. He brought them to the bowling. They did everything Mark did, and it's a big difference in the haircut video. Eric's cheesing it up, trying to be in the video and everything, and it just day and night, the two haircut videos. But when Patrick brought the ladies, Lorraine and Betty, into the hair salon, they got their haircuts. The two of them got haircuts, face wax. Remember they ripped
Yep.
off of Betty's face, and then and I think manicures and pedicures. But Patrick said that was $500 for those two. Is that what it costs for two people to do that? But he said that right there was $500 to bring the ladies to the beauty salon. He said that was $500 because I remember Eric getting mad about that. $500 for their hair, whatever. So I don't know how much that is supposed to cost, but that's how much Patrick said it was for that one day. And that $500 could have gotten, every time they did this, they could have put that money into the house and it could have looked beautiful by the end of the summer,
Absolutely. They could have done something that would have helped.
Yeah, anything.
I mean, and they didn't. You got these strangers, Gloria, who did it. I mean, I don't mean to be disrespectful by calling her a stranger, but I don't think she owed them shit. The two people that owe them did nothing for them. Nothing for them. One ran away, and the other one, I don't know what he said he was going to do something, but that's bullshit. He didn't.
You know what I saw yesterday, and I never saw it before? It was a clip of after the family got taken. Patrick was going to fix up their bathroom, remember? And they're in there with tape measures, and they're measuring the shower, and they're planning on, fixing the bathroom and all that. I've never seen it, but I saw it. And whatever happened to that? I mean, and then that turned into a shed next to the porch for a portable bathroom or something. But I think they forgot about where the water goes. So then that was a problem. And then the shed's gone because it was a rental, I guess. I don't know, but what happened to that bathroom? And I thought, oh, wow, I never saw that. But yeah, so right after the family was taken, Patrick was going to fix up their bathroom, but that obviously never happened. And I don't think they wanted it to fix up, especially Eric. He didn't want the house fixed up. That's his ace in the hole to get the family taken out.
That's right. That's right.
He don't even want you to sweep the floor, nothing. Leave it just like this. So when I have the protection comes over, they can be horrified and just remove people, So yeah, if he had done any work on the house, they wouldn't have hauled him out, what I mean?
Yeah, I'm reading the comments. So I guess AB was screaming about Big Ugly. And people are asking, is there any way Eric could get custody? I don't know in this world anymore. Nothing would surprise me.
Yeah.
I would hope not.
I would hope not too. And it's so funny because in those I noticed a couple times, I noticed that Eric was talking about, I still have to ask my wife. I still have to make sure it's okay with her. Because the funny thing is, when the day that they got back from the Amish, and I got to find this clip, but the day, because I haven't seen it for a while, but the day that they got back, they saw the Amish. They were still at the Airbnb, and Timmy was still there. And I think this was on a Thursday or whatever. Maybe that was a Friday. But Mark Escobar was there for his friend. And Eric was doing a video, and Timmy was kind of off to the side. Mark was off to the side. And he said, I could hear Mark saying, knock it off, like really mean to Timmy. But on that video, I noticed that Eric's daughter, one of the daughters, came into the chat. And they were saying, Dad, when are you coming home? And he'd say, I know, honey. I know I haven't been home for a few weeks. I'll be coming home soon. And his daughter was in the chat complaining that he hasn't been home in weeks. And, oh, yeah, honey, I'll be home soon. I'm thinking, okay, so if you get a hold of Timmy, is he going to be dumped at home while you're off on your next trip? I mean, your own kids are saying, Daddy, come home. And, but you're too busy trying to get Timmy. It's just weird. Yeah.
So Sarah is saying that, yes, there is probably a connection there.
Of who?
The connection between Elizabeth and Eric.
Oh, I think there's absolutely a connection there.
Yeah, well, but I asked and she said it. So that's good. So yeah, I want that.
Yeah, because why would Elizabeth go in there and after months pushing everybody away, but nothing's getting done? She doesn't have a lawyer. She's not trying. Then she goes on Lady K's and says, yeah, I really don't think they should go home. I think Betty should be able to visit at some point, but I think they're good where they're at, you know what I mean? And then the lady shopping with Timmy in that picture, oh, that's my friend, and don't worry, Timmy's in good hands. She'll take real good of him. I mean, and then she's bringing up power of attorney over Betty, like, okay, this sounds like Eric. Eric wanted them put away. Eric wanted power attorney. Is this, is she like Eric's twin? Because she's doing everything Eric wanted, so I thought, yeah, she's very Eric-like, you know what I mean? I think Grace called her Eric.
I'm sorry, I addressed this and apologized. I showed the email that I got that said that I can absolutely share it, but apparently I was not told the truth, or that person wasn't told the truth. I don't know. I was told they got about $30,000. Now I'm hearing that there was an offer for about that amount. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was reading the same thing. Mm-hmm.
So the Whittakers can stay in the trailer house they are in. I never said that they had to leave. I was going by what somebody said. I was reading something. Didn't they say that they had a month or something?
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
For the, yeah, I was going by what somebody was saying, and come to find out, didn't somebody ask Patrick outright if they had to leave from the house, and he said no? But who the hell knows what the truth is, man? So what was said was that they had to get something like the septic or something, right? Or
but that's all bullshit because if the county comes in, city or county or whatever comes in and condemns your house, you all have to leave, and they might let you back during daytime hours to work and correct something, but nobody's going to sleep there overnight from that moment on. right? You can't sleep there. You can't live there. So what I think that was is listen, if you say, the house is condemned, nobody can live there, Betty's got to be out. What does that do? Well, that makes nobody want to come and help fix that house, right? Because that's what that is. It's an automatic turnoff for anybody who is about to offer to fix the house up. Well, we can't fix it out. It's condemned. So let's move on to the next project.
Right.
I mean, so what that does, it puts the kibosh on anybody that wants to help fix up that house, because you just got told you can't fix it up. It's condemned. But like I said, that never made sense to me, because then why are Betty and Larry allowed to live in a condemned home? That makes no sense. You either are condemned for everybody or nobody.
But them, right? Exactly. And we talked about that. Remember?
Yeah, makes no sense. Just the things people say just automatically makes no sense. So I don't, because if you have a home and like I have the septic, and I know that, like, wait a minute, if they came and condemned my home, it's not like, oh, okay, I gotta leave, but my sister can stay living here, and my mom or whatever, but I have to leave. Like, you all have to leave, or you can all stay. It's not,
Exactly. I agree. Exactly. I agree. And we said that.
Yeah.
Why do some people get to stay and some people don't? And why? And even with the even with the abuse, like, why wouldn't they take BJ? That's another thing. Why wouldn't they take BJ?
Right.
Why would they take the people?
Right. Yeah, so if I had a house full of family and my wayward daughter was here abusing somebody, would they come take the family? No, they would have her arrested, right? Because there should be charged. Somebody was being misused or abused or whatever. Then that person would have charges put on them. If it's bad enough to remove people from the home, that's bad enough to charge somebody. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not like, well, this is kind of a gray area. We're not really sure if it happened or not. Well, if it's not, strong enough evidence for somebody to be arrested, why would it be strong enough?
I agree.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And that's right, Sarah. They both said that, Patrick and Eric. But Eric said it first. He said, it turned in from a third cut and everybody's going to be happy, to after missing a couple paychecks, he says, I'm going to put their money in a trust, and if they need something, they can come to me. If they need snuff, they can come and ask me. If they need gas for the car, they can ask. Like, what? Since, who would do that if you... if you're supposed to be getting a paycheck and your boss says, I'm going to put your money in the bank for after you die, your descendants can have it. Like, wait, first of all, you need that money. But yeah, and then they're just going to give you a pack of cigarettes if you need it, or pick you up some dog food here and there. Like, no. I mean, yeah, but that's what it turned into. It went from, we're going to split it 3 ways to, we're going to put in a trust, and then after you guys die, like, who's working for a paycheck to put in a trust for after they die, somebody else can have it? Like, nobody would agree to that. That's not what they agreed to. They agreed to handing the money over on the 21st of every month. They get their money. Patrick gets his. Eric gets his. It's that turn. And the same with Patrick. He did the exact same thing. Oh yeah, we're going to split it 3 ways to well, I'm not going to give it because I know they're going to be borrowing money from me next month. Like, no, you hand it to them and you say, there it is. Don't ask me to borrow me money. If you piss it all away, don't ask me to borrow any money, because this is all you're getting. This is your cut. Don't, if you blow it, don't ask me for money. And I mean, that's kind of he's got kind of nerve doing that, because he's the one that's broke after he gets paid every time. So he can't really point the finger and say, well, they're going to be broke and want to borrow money. Well, that's you, Patrick. You spent through all your thousands. You were broke, and then you're asking people to make your house or your truck payments. I mean, Just, and then later it's like, oh, we're not going to give him anything because BJ's going to just spend it. Oh, the next thing I know, I'm going to see a wheelbarrow pushing a wheelbarrow full of, things, bad things, So yeah, I don't. It was just one excuse after the other not to pay. And yeah, had they come, if that would have been the contract, okay, we're going to split it 3 ways. We're going to take Timmy and we're going to do all these things. And you'll never see the money. It'll go into a trust for after you die. And they wouldn't have signed that.
Nobody's signed that. Of course not. And that's ridiculous. And before he left, he should have given them their money. He didn't want to give them their money. And it's 5 months later. Exactly. It's 5 months later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's funny because he said he was going to leave. And remember, he said the state or the adult protection, somebody said you have to pay the money before you go back home. Remember that? And he didn't. He drove home anyway on that Tuesday, the 9th. He drove home. And he said he got home at midnight and the police were waiting for him. Yeah, probably about that money you were supposed to. But yeah, he was told to pay them before he leaves, and he didn't.
Well, let me tell you something about the Venmo. If they don't have any internet, then why would somebody give her a Venmo account? That's ridiculous. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Elizabeth gave them a Venmo. Bullshit. Show me.
They don't use Venmo. She also said all the gifts and gift cards need to be sent to her. She said, "Oh, I don't send nothing to their house. Send it to me." Well, they like Walmart cards and gift cards, and yeah.
Let me make it easy for you. I got that guy out.
Yeah. So yeah, without internet, what is Betty going to do with Venmo? I mean, can you take your Venmo to a store and buy groceries?
No, and especially, first of all, why would Betty know anything about Venmo if they don't have internet, right?
I don't even know anything about Venmo. Yeah, she wouldn't. Yeah. Why? I mean, she has a bank account. Remember, Mark was sending money into Betty's bank account, and her bank is in Beckley. And yeah, so that's how she gets her money out of the bank. Yeah. Yeah, they should have never let Eric or anybody inside their house because, And then he always had the camera rolling. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think yeah.
Like friggin' monkeys.
Remember
the chips? Thank you so much. I want to say, Lisa, thank you so much. That's very kind of you.
Like if I went to somebody's house and I'm a YouTuber and I go to somebody's house to do an interview and stuff, and I notice their house is really messy, but we're gonna go out in the yard or something. I'm not gonna show their messy house. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But he purposely wanted to show their messy house, and I know Mark did it too, but Mark didn't charge everybody in the audience to go call. Like I said, there was that week that him and Patrick did that whole charade about BJ being dangerous and how they got to get restraining orders and all that. That week they had 60 calls, at least 60 calls at Adult Protection because of those videos him and Patrick did. BJ's out of control. We got to go back. They won't give the phone, and
Yep. All right, so I got some pictures to share, but I gotta do some cropping. So if you could take over the chat for a minute, that would be great.
Sure.
Crop some of these pictures.
Sure. I'll read the chat. So Linda says APS was getting flooded with thousands of calls after each video. Probably
because of Eric. Because of fucking Eric.
Yeah, and like I said, Mark went in there for 5 years, showed what a mess it was, but they didn't even get a single phone call. Not enough to alert anything. But Eric was literally saying things like,
he was creating an urgency about it.
He not only created that urgency, but he encouraged people. Well, if you guys find it in your heart and you want to say something, that's on you. If you can say something, but he was prompting the audience to call. Like, I'm trying here. I'm trying to help them. I need your guys' help. Yeah. So imagine the calls. We don't even know.
Right.
Yeah. No, Wesley, I've not contacted Mark. I don't know if he wants anything to do with this. He's definitely got the money. He could, he could probably solve some problems, but I don't know if he wants to touch this.
I'm sure he knows what's going on, and he hasn't done anything, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know,
And that's the thing. I don't think, if he hasn't done anything by now, it's because he doesn't want to touch it. Otherwise, we would have saw him before. But I tell you what, if Eric and Patrick had not come there in the spring, Mark would have been there twice. He used to go in the spring and in the fall. Spring, summer, fall.
Yeah, and let me tell you something else that I don't believe for a second. Supposedly, Eric spoke to Mark, right, about filming the Whittakers. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second, because remember I told you I've heard from Mark before, and I shared an email. With you. What do you think? Do you think he would have spoken to them?
No. For one thing, how did he get his phone number? Because I think you have to go through the secretary or whatever. But nonetheless, all he said was, Mark was kind of dealing with his girlfriend passed away, and he was kind of grieving on that and stuff. And
but we all knew that. We all knew that.
We all knew the girlfriend died, so he didn't get that from him. But yeah, he said something like, we got, because people are saying, what's Mark going to think? Well, don't worry, guys, we got his blessing. He said, go for it. And I don't know if I believe that, because when when Tyler Oliveira tried to get a hold of the Whittakers, he got a hold of Mark. He sent the email there, and Mark said, no, we have an exclusive contract. I don't want nobody near them or whatever. And Tony wouldn't take no for an answer. So he got around that by saying that he was going to do a welfare check on the Whittakers, because there was videos and rumors that Betty died and Lorraine died, and so he said, and it's winter and it's it could get icy up there, so we went there on the guise of a welfare check. So he got around Mark doing that, and then so he got a hold of, I won't say her name, but Betty's friend, and Betty's friend didn't know any better, so she gave him the address and told Betty he's coming. So he brings groceries over there, starts all that trouble, saying that Mark took the GoFundMe money and misused it or whatever, started all that. And then Mark's like, wait a minute, I told you not to talk to these people, and found out there really was not an exclusive contract. Some say there was, some say there wasn't, but Mark said, the reason I said that is because I know when outsiders get a hold of Whittakers, it's going to be a disaster. And look what happened. I mean,
right. No, go ahead. Keep talking, Kathy. Where'd you go? Kathy.
Yeah.
Are you there? Sorry about that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. That was me that messed you up. I'm sorry about that. So I just have some of these pictures I just want to share real quick.
Oh, sure.
So, this is the floor in the Whittaker's kitchen, if you guys can see it. And that looks like Kenny, right?
Yeah.
So, and he's writing with his left hand, like I had said, so it looks like some stuff has been done there for sure. That's the floor that they put down.
But I've never seen Mark And then he told you, whatever, he sent the email to you. I've never seen Mark give anybody a blessing to go over to the Whittakers. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. So, this is thanks. Hang on. Let me just go through the pictures quick. They're quick.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Thanksgiving. This is the Thanksgiving dinner at the church, it looks like.
That looks good.
Yep. There's Betty enjoying it looks like.
I wonder who was with her that took the picture.
I don't know. There was somebody in this picture with Betty, but I was asked to cut that person out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
Betty just doesn't look happy here. This is at the church because there was a cross over the woman's head that she was kind of leaning next to here.
Yeah.
And just one more picture.
That's cool.
And this is Betty's bedroom, apparently, where they cleaned it up. So it looks clean and stuff. It looks clean, guys. So I'm glad somebody was able to let me share some of these because I know some people didn't believe me. But I know that those of you knew that I have no reason to tell an untruth. I wanted to tell you guys because it made me feel better. You know what I mean? So there you go. Anyway.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah, Gloria helped him. I'm glad somebody's actually doing something.
Yeah, it seems like it was Gloria.
But I said the whole time, why is Elizabeth there? She can't say one single thing after months what she's even done for them, except not want the family to go home. Like,
thank you.
Crazy.
Thank you so much, Brooke.
Yeah, that was Gloria. Well, yeah. The floor looks good. It's a start. They can get the bathroom done. They can,
M Cook wants a wrench. M Cook says, I want a wrench. Okay, so I hope you feel better, Jamie. So Jamie's got an allergic reaction. So I don't know if I have any wrenches in there now anymore, guys. So if there's something, going on, I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Not My Monkeys. That is very nice of you. Very, very nice of you.
What did they say to receive money? I just lost it. I don't know where
you're at. I'm still trying to get there. In my opinion, I would ask Betty and Larry if they're okay for anyone. That's a fair thing. But I don't have them to ask.
Yeah.
And, I mean, in all honesty, they've let people take videos of their home.
Well, I mean, they let people video when it was messy, so I suppose they wouldn't have a problem when it was clean, Like I said, I think they should just keep people out of their house from now on, especially if they got a camera, Because that's all it takes, is, Yeah. Yep. BJ
anyway,
did
I don't really have all that much to say, to add. I just wanted to be able to share what I knew and what I could share. Well, here's the thing. They did both, Rebel Guy. They did both. I just want you to know that they did both because BJ did cook. And we know that not from them. Kathy knew that. That BJ cooked dinner for them. And I think that Betty just had two. So there's that.
Yeah, they might have had that Thanksgiving at church on a Sunday or Wednesday or whatever.
She could have even done it on the same day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
They could have done it.
Right.
One might have been a little bit more social than the other.
Yeah. Sharon Sharon Spainhour said, Mark made a video with Jason. I think his name is about how hurt he was and done with them for the lies. Okay, so he actually did two with their cousin Jason. One was right after he got out of prison, I think, because then another one was a follow-up the next spring. Or I think one was before prison and one was after, because Betty, that little tiny dog, that's Jason's dog, and Betty was watching that little dog when Jason was in prison. When Jason got out of prison, I think it was 2023 this spring, he did talk to Jason, and Jason was, it was a year or two later, and it was Jason was looking real thin and maybe not as healthy, but at least Jason was always really honest, I think, and I like the interviews with him. But he said, Mark said, I'm hurt with the family. They've all been lying to me. Now he did many more videos. It wasn't like then he was done and walked away.
Yeah, he at least did. He at least, I think, did 2 videos past that.
He did at least a few more, yeah. But the thing he was heard about was that they had all lied about. You know how he always said Kenny was solid. Kenny doesn't lie, and Kenny's always up. Okay, well, Kenny did lie. And that's one of the things that Marcos heard about. Because the first time he got lied to by Kenny was in that interview with Jason. Was they had all told Mark that BJ was going to either North or South Carolina, somewhere out of state, so she could get away from the riffraff that was making her stumble here. So she said, well, if she goes to this other state, there's no access to this stuff there. She'll have a chance to get clean and all this stuff. So Mark gave them a certain amount of money for Betty to be, for BJ to go out of state. Well, he comes back and they're bullshitting, saying that, she went, and then somebody said, no, she didn't go. And so he found out she never went out of state. And even Kenny lied. Kenny said, yep, she went to treatment. Yeah, she went out of state. Then that's what he's heard. He said, even Kenny lied to me. And
that's right.
So he said they all lied and said she.
Good night, Sarah. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Sarah.
So, but after that, he still made they made amends, but he didn't walk away. That he was coming back like every 3-4 months, and I believe he would have been back in the spring too had these two clowns not gotten involved.
I don't know. I don't know, because I don't know where he's at with. I don't know, because
Yeah, he would have, because in December of last year, December of 2025, stop it, was the 1-year anniversary of that trailer fire. And so at the end of last year, the year before, whatever, just a few months before, so that's December of the end of the year, he was helping them. He gave them another GoFundMe, helped them clean up that trailer mess, and he wasn't done with them. Then, then come spring, here's Eric and Patrick. They're all involved. And that's why I believe he thought, I'm not getting involved in this. You know what I mean?
But I don't know. I don't know. He had just lost his girlfriend, and he's the one that found her. And I don't know what he was willing to take on or anything after that.
He was right back at work. I mean, he never stopped working. You know what I mean? He's been full throttle on everything. I mean, I don't know, maybe he took a week or 2 off, I don't know, but he was still doing all his interviews and everything like that. So Patrick came in May, and that was only 5 months after, not even 5 months after he was there. And Mark said, I don't like coming in the winter. It's too cold here. He came at Christmas time. He said, I'm not going to come here when it's this cold anymore. I'm going to, I'll stick to the spring and summer from now on in the fall. So I believe he would have been back in the spring like he always did, but no, not with those guys there. But yeah, as far as giving those guys their blessing, it's hard to believe that because he knew somehow he knew that when outsiders get involved in these guys, it's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? And there was. Look at what happened. So yeah, he's totally right not to give out the names. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, he is interesting, but and like he said, I don't have to have the Whittakers. He's got a lot of money. He doesn't have to go with anybody. He can do what he wants. But if there's a lot of problems here, he'll go do something else. But he never stopped working because the girlfriend died. He stopped going to the Whittakers because Patrick and Eric were there. On his next, the next time he would have came would be in the spring. And yeah, they were already there.
Well, I don't know anymore. All right, I'm ready to call it a night. And
all right, me too.
Hours. And Kathy, thank you as always. I really appreciate you, and I'm looking for your interview with Sarah. That's going to be interesting. I would love to see that. Guys in the comments, in the chat. Thank you so much for taking the time. Can you hit the like button? Put some DNA on that like button for me. That'd be great. And just know how much I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, it was fun. Again. Yeah, fun. Thanks for having me on. I enjoyed it as always, and I love the chat.
And
always.
We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, all right, guys. For sure. Thanks, everybody.
Say your piece.
Okay, thanks, everybody. Good to see you all in here tonight. Thanks for having me, Toddie, and peace.
Guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate all of you. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.